All right, let's let everybody know here online. Let's see what the boys have been talking about. E-football guys talking. We got UFL guys talking. Glad to see the boys still having fun, man. It's good for them. Meanwhile, we're up here in the show. OG Diamond Dynasty. All right, so long time no see. I'm gonna share it across my football stuff, footy stuff too, because I haven't seen the boys in a while. Maybe they'll stop by. It's interesting when you totally switch games. Forward. Let's get this across all channels. Let's go E Footy, UFL, and then of course FC. UFC, UFL, football. Put it in the show 26 too. All right. So how's everybody doing? Let me get off this X screen here, and we are going to start like this. So I say this in a lot of my videos, right? Which I'm extremely surprised, happy, excited that even like the views that I'm getting at all in the show. I appreciate all of you who are coming over from footy. Whether it's UFL, EAFC, goals, whatever it is, and the same for anybody new from MLB the Show that's checking out my content. You guys are awesome, right? Going to a totally new game is definitely a challenge when you're not some huge content creator already, right? Like I worked hard to get close to 2,000 subs in. I've always said this. I'd be happy with 200, 2,000, whatever it is. And it got to the point though where just footy games are in a terrible spot. And I've seen this with NBA 2K, right? It's a big reason why like Aiden Ross, one of the biggest reasons why he transcended uh, like NBA 2K and immediately left outside of just playing some games here and there for fun as part of his content, as well as like KSI was originally a FIFA content creator, and they obviously transcended the game and got huge. But the reason why they totally left and didn't involve the game anymore in their content is because the game started being terrible. That's just the bottom line. And that's where football games are. This year, more FC creators than ever before have just either said they're taking a break or said they're totally done and going on to new games and stuff like that. Well, I feel the pain. I've been playing these games my whole life, as long, if not longer, than some of those content creators. Even I'm just not as big on the content side, or on like big as far as the channel. I only started less than 2 years ago, right? And there's just something about the show. Even when I was playing just footy games, I'm gonna get these moments out of the way while I talk about this. Then we'll go in and I'll show you my Diamond Dynasty. Even when I was uh, covering footy games and still somewhat enjoying them, I would follow MLB The Show content. Like, forgive me if I mess up the names, but like Little Man, Cougs, there's another guy with a voice like this. You guys will know who I'm talking about. He literally has a voice for like, he should be an announcer for an MLB team, honestly. And I forgot his name, but you guys will know exactly what I'm talking about. Sorry that I forgot your name. Not that you'll ever see this, but those type of content creators, incredible. Like the show has a great overall community, and I know a lot of people aren't happy with certain things, right? Whether it's like the cheaters that you guys who are coming over from footy games, the cheaters we have to deal with over there, you should see it in MLB The Show. It's incredibly organized, and like the amount that these guys pay to cheat is insane. So the game's not perfect. I want to make that clear. San Diego Studio, the developer, obviously they do an insanely good job. I've been focusing on all the good stuff that I see in this game, but people are upset with them too. Whether it's the fact that they haven't found an answer to the cheaters, some in-game stuff shrinking like the strike zone, PCI shrinkage when pitches are low and away, uh, stuff like that. Right? I get it, and the gripes are warranted. And I can't even tell you all the details because I'm a noob in this game still, and I've came a long way, but I have a lot further to go to learn the nuances of the game to get to the point where I'm really at a even a decent level or a good enough level to know everything I have to work on. Right, I know like I'm just scratching the surface for what I need to learn in this game, and that's great though. You want, at least I do, and I know many of you are the same, want that depth. You don't want to just turn on a game and start cooking right away, because that's when it gets boring, right? This game stays so true to baseball, and it is so in depth, both when you're playing on the diamond as well as all the online and offline modes, like the methods you can use to earn stubs, which is the in-game currency, as well as build your team and stuff. Uh, it's just there's so much to learn and so many different things to do, and I'm swinging at nonsense there, but that's why I'm loving the game. So yes, I know the game's not perfect. I know that a lot of the people that have been playing this game year after year after year are pretty upset with some things, but you got to understand, anybody that comes into this game, whether they're coming from FC, UFL, eFootball, NBA 2K, NHL, whatever it is, uh, they're going to be stunned at how good this game is. Particularly, let's just talk Diamond Dynasty. Everything's good. The road to the show, the franchise mode, all that. All of it is crushing other games. But just speaking to online modes, Diamond Dynasty, right? When you compare it to like FC Ultimate Team or or HUT, I guess it's called, Hockey Ultimate Team, or Madden Ultimate Team, 2K Live, whatever, My Player, whatever that is. I don't even know what it's called online over there, but the show is way above everybody else. That's just the bottom line. And so I was intrigued by the content, and finally I pulled the trigger. Right, I knew it would be crazy. I knew some people would be like, "What, baseball?" When you compare it to like footy, you know, people are part of my channel from all over the world, and baseball is just simply not like as popular all over the world as it is in the United States. Some countries it is for sure, but I knew that the transition wouldn't just be, I knew that it would be kind of like some people would be scratching their heads. However, I have to tell you guys, listen, the experience is a blast. Like, I don't see myself leaving this game anytime soon. And one of the biggest things is, and why you haven't seen me live in a while, is just as I'm learning and getting better at the game and stuff, I have been enjoying it, right? It's like even when I'm playing online, there's like a focus you need. There's these battles, but it's a different type of focus. It's more of like a mini chess battle, right? With these little, I guess you could call them like, you have like a chess battle going on the entire game, and then you have these pops of like super focus, like moving your player to chase the ball, going the right route, to potentially, prevent a player from getting an extra base, getting in a pickle and running down an aggressive base runner, having to make the right decisions. I've made the wrong decision there, and nothing's worse, right? I lost the game the other day because I wasn't locked in, chasing down a player that tried to steal. He outsmarted me, right? The battles that go on between the pitcher and batter on every pitch. So you still have to be locked in, but it's like a different type of focus than when you're playing, whether it's a footy game or basketball or something where you're controlling several different players and the ball's constantly in play, right? This is a little bit closer to Madden in that. Like this, for example, if I was locked in, like I'm going to lock in here in a second and play, but as I'm talking, like I'm without a doubt missing some hits that I would have otherwise got. And so that's where the talking while I'm playing part is a little bit tougher. But at the same time, something I can do is like turn on the show content and learn from someone as I'm playing the game. And if I'm online or offline, sorry, like I am now, I can pause it during like really important moments, but kind of listen in the background as I'm playing. So kind of kill two birds with one stone. So that's one thing I'd have to get used to, because you still have to have extreme focus, but it's like a different kind. Similar to how golf's an extremely tough sport, but many think it's boring because if you're not the player actually playing the game, right, then the only action you're really seeing every time are throughout, uh, uh, you know, around is when the player hits the ball. So you can say that's similar in baseball, but if you love the sport or understand it, you really appreciate like when players are reading pitches correctly, when they're able to get great contact with tough pitches, like the pitcher's decision and how accurate the pitcher's throwing the ball, right? Like those types of things are very impressive, and you can learn a lot once you actually get into the game. Same with fielding decisions, base running decisions, and all that, right? And so really that's what I've been focused on a lot. And then just the general grind of the game. So it's when you're not as experienced, like I'm not as experienced in baseball as I am in footy, it's harder to like, describe in words like what describe in words like how much I'm enjoying the game, if that makes sense. That's what I'm trying to do. But I'm just having a blast. That's at the end of the day what the summary of what I'm trying to say is, right? It's a whole different challenge playing a baseball game than playing a soccer game, right? It's a whole different challenge. But then let's forget about the sport aspect now, right? That was more for like, okay, you don't understand baseball. That's a little brief description. Is like you still have to be just as you still have to be. I meant to slide, not go back. It changes the controls in these little moments. It's just as important to be focused, but it's just in a whole different manner, and you would understand that as soon as you play the game. So now moving on, the way that San Diego Studio has totally took this premise of, okay, you open card packs, you use those cards in game, right? They did it better than any other sport. A lot of the other games are like, yeah, you still open packs and stuff, but they're like getting so far away from the fact that you're actually opening packs, right? In baseball, it would have been a crime to do that because baseball cards are the mecca of collecting cards as a kid. At least here in the United States, some of my international guys can tell me if that's the same for you guys. I'm sure when baseball's not as big, maybe collecting footy cards is bigger, or basketball, or what depending where you're from, right? But here in the United States, above football, hockey, anything, baseball cards are the mecca. By the way, this is the longest it's ever taken me to complete any moment besides maybe hit 3 home runs. So, but yeah, the mode itself is incredible, right? The way that they centered collections is a big part of the game. Like when in your menu grind, how they have so many offline modes that are all fun to play, so it's not mind-numbingly boring when you're offline. And then of course, whether it's ranked or the events, and then of course they have their own draft part too. They really just, I've said this before, but they've left no stone unturned. I mean, the amount of short-term goals and missions you're going for, as well as like long-term stuff with the collections and the big-time players you get over time. The ability to put your money, hard-earned money in if you want. There's one hit. Hard-earned money if you want to, but you don't have to. You can grind and get every single top player, right? And that's the fun part, is grinding this game. It's almost like putting your money in is stupid, and it takes away from the fun of the game. The grind in MLB The Show is better than any other game out there. That's just a fact. I mean, this is well known by anybody. There's games, it's crazy. I've been playing the show long enough to think about how crazy it is that there's games like eFootball where if you don't put your money in, and I'm talking like hundreds of dollars sometimes, you literally cannot use the very top players. That's insanity. Every single player in this game you can access by grinding the game. If you want to go skip the grind and put your money in to get cards, to get collections done, by all means you can. But again, it just takes away from the fun of the game. So the way that San Diego Studio did that's incredible. I know some people are like, oh, they're getting greedier with how expensive packs are and stuff. But guys, you're missing the point. And if you played other games, you would get it. It doesn't matter how expensive the packs are, because you don't have to get those packs. Imagine if it was a situation where a new Chipper Jones card just came out, and Ellie De La Cruz. Imagine if you could only get them by putting money in. Then you could be mad because his packs are more expensive. Oh my God. Because that would mean that if you want to use the best players, you have to put your money in, right? You have to put your money in. But in this game, you don't have to buy those packs, right? So I get it. You wish the packs were cheaper, but you don't have to buy them. You can grind the game, and it's great. Other games, they force you to put your money in, or you just have to accept the fact you can't use the best players. Or like FC, where the very best players you pretty much got to accept every year that you're not going to be able to get to use it all, or not until the end of the year when it's like all the hype is gone, right? Um, so, anyways, and as I'm covering this content, whether I'm going live or making videos, you'll see more detail what I'm talking about. And as I learn more, and get more comfortable with playing live or while I'm talking, I'll get better at describing all of this. But the bottom line is the game is a blast, online or offline. The grind, collecting cards, using these cards, working on my skill. As you can see, I have a lot of work to do with the bat. Time that one up well. But there's nothing more satisfying than getting a good hit, especially a homer that triggers that automatic cutscene. But even just a good hit, or getting a strikeout in a battle with a good batter, and it's just a whole different feeling, right? It hits all these different elements of satisfaction for gamers, for sports gamers in particular. So I'm excited to share that more going live, but that's why I haven't been going live as much, so I could really focus and really learn the game, because I had a little, before I even started a channel, I took a little break and had a little experience playing Diamond Dynasty in 23. Then before that, in 20 and 18, I'll never forget, it was the first year Shohei Ohtani came to the majors, but then because of when he came, he wasn't in the game except for a created character, right? They have amazing ability to upload like sliders and rosters and stuff for franchise, as well as stadiums and logos. You see my logo. They have amazing customization. So the Shohei Ohtani in I think it was 18, it was brought in and user created, not in game. That was my first year, and I played just franchise. Then I came back a few years later. After playing, I played even gave 2K a try around that time. Played NHL, played all the sports games, and then that was the last time, right? After that, I played some franchise mode in 20, and then I went pure footy games except for 23. I finally took a break from footy games and played Diamond Dynasty that time, and I had a blast. But I hit a clear wall, and it was clear I was going to have to put in a lot more time to get better. And I forgot what new footy game came out, but new footy game came out. Then I started my channel, and the rest was history until now, right? So just for reference for MLB The Show, guys, it was Jazz Chisholm. I'm going to go to another one real quick. Holy crap, these ones are all tough. Jazz Chisholm was the cover athlete, right? And I played some Diamond Dynasty, but once I hit that wall, I forgot where I was. I made a decent amount up the rankings, but I just didn't put in the time like I am now. So now there's been no rush. I'm playing offline at higher difficulties. When I go into events, I'm really focused and really trying to improve, really learning the best way to pick my team, because it's, as you guys know who play the game, it's not all about stats in MLB The Show. I'm getting all that down pat, so when I do go into ranked, I know I can speed through the lower divisions, right? I'm 2-0 in ranked. I've tested the waters, if you will. But when I get to those real skill players, that's who I want to prepare for. So let's get in and get these done, guys. So usually it's like stuff like this. 1 hit, 1 ribby, 1 extra base hit stuff. 3 hits, 1 home run isn't as tough. 2 extra base hits, 10 runs. I mean, this one in particular is a little bit more challenging. So let me focus here. Let's go to this hit 1 home run, see if we can get that one done. Then we'll go back. But these moments are just like, they're rewards outside of Diamond Dynasty that tie to current baseball or historical baseball events, but they give you rewards in your Diamond Dynasty. So it's a cool little thing that happens with new drops, right? And for anybody in the show, if you guys wonder why I'm explaining this stuff as if like it's somebody's first day playing the game, I'm doing that over time. We'll see if I need to keep doing it, but I'm doing that because I come from covering all footy games, right? So anybody who's coming in may not know anything about the show or their online modes or anything, but the only game that tried something like this moments deal is FC, but they did such a poor job with it, and it's so irrelevant that no one even plays that mode. But MLB The Show cooked with it and how they incorporated it. There's a hit, but we need a home run in the sea. That's the type of hit I could have used in the last one. This one I just need a home run. So you basically do these over and over, and you mimic these moments from from real life baseball, whether historic or this current NBA season, NBA, MLB season, and then you get rewarded accordingly. And then finishing these moments gets you like points towards the reward programs. And then the amount of rewards programs and different card collections and stuff, it's insane, the depth, guys. You mostly other games I'm coming from have like one rewards path and that's it. You finish it like halfway through the season, then you're just bored the rest of the time. It's insane how much better San Diego Studio does, and it's crazy if a lot of these players that just play the show would understand how these other modes are, they would give San Diego Studio a lot more credit than they do. But it's good in a way because you don't want to just settle. That's when complacency, you don't get better. You want to keep pushing the bar and improving. And it's good to have like a player base, even though it could come off snobby for sure. It's good to have a player base pushing you because MLB The Show, I mean, they have a little competition coming from Konami, but for the most part, I mean, it's kind of like FIFA back in the day. They don't have any challengers. So somebody's got to keep them on their toes, right? So our goal here is hit a home run. We missed it again. A lot of times I just restart instead of waiting. These ones are a little more challenging, I notice, than the other ones towards the end. What's up, Simple? How are you, bro? But man, I got some good cards. I can't wait to go over the team. I kind of did a little team rundown, but even since then, a couple days ago, I've saved so many stubs, and I've got some good players. I started going for only the collections that would help me in the near future, and then the rest I'm going to go finish later or buy players later. And so doing that is allowing me now I can make a huge purchase or a couple mid-tier but still elite player purchases, right? I'm going to show you guys what I mean here. I'm about halfway to being able to purchase Shohei Ohtani. I'm right there where I can almost purchase Judge or even that postseason Giancarlo Stanton. We'll try these a few more. If I can't get them, I'll finish them later offline. What up, Big Phil? How are you? It's so addicting though, because once you get going, you want to finish it. But since I'm live, I'll do a couple more tries each, and then I'll go online to Diamond Dynasty and finish these moments later. So how are the stats here? So this is a Ben Price card. This is the one that you get when you finish. He's got good pop, good power. Who am I going against? Michael Wacha, former Cardinals pitcher. Not a good pitcher. I just got to focus. Should be able to smash this ball. He's going off speed on me. So there's his pitches there. All right, let's see if we can do. Gotta be a little more patient. So we need a home run here. This is just a moments thing. Get out of here. Just late on it. Just late. Should have been gone. All right, let's go with this one. Oh, I shouldn't have swung there. Jesus. There we go. Not good contact at all, though. And it's crazy when you see like the top guys, how spot on they are with squaring up these pitches. See, like that's a good hit. No, it wasn't. He got it. It seemed like it was a good hit, but I need a home run either way. Come on, man. Let me square one up. My goodness. This is like a bad joke. Usually it takes me a couple, but there's ones where you have to hit like 2 home runs, and there's one where I had Max Muncy, I had to hit 3. in the dirt. He's a big off-speed guy, so I just got to get more patient. See, I'm not squaring it up good enough. Did I get it? Nope. Oh my God, it's right there, guys. What the It's like, dude, I can't square up shit here. Watch once I go online with other players, I'll be able to do it instantly. This has got to be the one. I'm going to wait for a perfect one. Perfect pitch. Too low there. We'll get one down the middle. See, he gets me with that off-speed crap. It was only on, and it throws you off because online, at least for the events I've been playing, it's All-Star, which is one higher than Veteran. And I learned, like, even lowering the difficulty to play missions, the pitch speed, when you slow down, it can almost hurt you worse than it can help you. Because your timing gets all thrown off. Unbelievable, dude. So immediately I have a bad taste in my mouth with this Ben Price. Ben Rice. I said Ben Price. Dude, I can't square up nothing the right way. It was a good hit, but yeah, I've been playing events. My record's in the top corner. I'm 500 in events. I got all of them done. I'll show you my team here shortly. I've been trying to... I'm like totally stuck on these. Earlier I was flying through all the moments, but these last ones... This one shouldn't be as hard as it is, dude. Like, this is insane. Ben Rice has some good pop, at least stats-wise, but, like, I don't know if it's just Michael Wacha or what the... I shouldn't have swung at that. Now I'm just trying to rush. Yeah, so I'm 24 and 24 online. I got some videos with some highlights. There it is. About time, man. Goodness gracious. And I didn't even swing perfect on that either. But that's where practice comes in. Like, I'm still a noob at this. There's so much going on. Then online, it's much like the battles are insane as you go up. And no matter what level you are, it's just a blast playing because every pitch, it's a battle, right? And then, like, you'll see, like, earlier I won a game with Trout because, like, I read the pitch perfectly. And you'll start doing that. And then as a pitcher, you try to be super unpredictable. Then, of course, as you go up in rank, the higher difficulty level means the faster pitches. So not only is it going against, like, the users, curveballs, sliders, change up, whatever, how they're mixing up their pitches and tunneling and trying to make certain pitches look alike, but then they have different break. Then the pitches get faster, so that means quicker thought process, right? So it's awesome, man. The game is just challenging, but also super fun no matter what level you're playing at. So now, let's try to go this score 10 runs one. See what we can do. That Ellie De La Cruz is going to battle my Barry Larkin legendary card. Ellie De La Cruz, obviously a current red. Barry Larkin's a legendary red. Cityscapes card. But really, I really like the Barry Larkin. So that's the thing, man. There's not like 10 cards of any one player like the football games, but there's so many different collections, which is awesome. So let me see here. So it says, completing a 10-run inning, recreate their hit parade and score 10 runs before the inning ends. Unbelievable. So I have to score 10 runs. Some of these are insane, but we'll try like one time, and then we'll get in. My allergies are killing me still, so sorry for the sniffles. They're still there. And really, it's like that all summer, unfortunately. That's not a good start. All right, let's focus. Restart, focus. 10 runs. Start off with no runners on base either. See this card that I'm using right here? You get a little preview of the cards. Oh, so they're starting me with a World Baseball Classic card, not even a Spotlight card. Pop out. Nope. Camden Yards. Either get gone. Gosh, dang it. This is a, yeah, there's a Spotlight card. Come on, Contreras. Start walking me. Way late. If I can get some guys on base, that'd be huge. Right. Pop up. Alright, we're going to do these later. I can tell I'm just going to be not focused, and I want to get in and show you guys the squad and all the details. So you can see I finished the season already, but that you can still get rewarded players. So earlier today, so you go into Diamond Dynasty. Earlier today, I finished this event here, right? It ends on the 8th. In this particular one, overall I'm 24 and 24. That's 3 events. But in this particular event, I went 10 wins, 8 losses. So 55% win rate, obviously, which in baseball, right? That's kind of the split in the middle, you know, over 500. You're at least, you know, in a healthy spot where you can build from. If you're under 500, you need to figure something out. And then as you go up from 500, the better you do there, you know you're cooking. And so the top guys are just insane, unrealistic records, like not even baseball records, like football records where it's like 100 wins and 6 losses, shit like that. Those top guys almost have a game of their own, right? The scores are even insane, like 15-14. Like it's almost like who's going to outscore who over anything. They can crush the ball, but they're doing it at these insane difficulty levels. So when you're at the lower levels, are not that top like you see with a lot of the content creators, it's actually more true to real baseball, if that makes sense. Those top guys are like in a whole world of their own. But so it makes it fun at all levels. As you're improving at the game, you're still having a blast. So that's the event I just finished. And what that got me was this card here. Where is it at? Was it Retro Lightning? Guess he wasn't part of this. April Lightning. Thought he was. So this Ben Price card, that's one I just had to hit the home run with. So that's part of the program that I have to finish. They had just had this Chipper Jones come out, which I'm probably not going to be able to get. I'd have to collect all these cards or get 339,000 stubs. And then I don't believe there's any offline modes. A lot of times they have offline modes with these programs tied to them. Yeah, they don't. So this is the program I finished. So I did this event. You get these 4 amazing packs in this Carlos Cortez card, who's a good card. He's not going to crack my lineup, though. Collections-wise, with the Miggy Cabrera collection, I realized in here, there's some of these that, like this Mexico City series. Even getting this Miggy Cabrera voucher to then eventually get that top Miggy Cabrera card, which, where's he at? Where is the Miggy Cabrera at? There it is. So even to get to 12, it's a bit of a challenge right now. I'm at 6 of 12. So what I realized is that instead of collecting, like right now, I can go sell this Hunter Brown, this Michael Young, and this Dave Parker. I can get what? 12K there, 11K there, so that's like 22K, around 8K there, so that's around 30K for those. I packed the Miz. Where's he at, by the way? Jacob Mizurowski, right? Who I can get around 40K there, so that's close to 100K in just these cards here, and then I can finish this collection later on, right? And then I can go purchase a card like Aroldis Chapman and have the best lefty closer in the game. So before I would just collect, no matter what. And it's like, well, some of these I'm so far away from. Like, for instance, the World Baseball Classic. Guys, I would love to have this Michael Garcia MVP card. I started playing the Showtime and Dynasty late, so I missed a chunk of rewards from the WBC. There's no way I'm getting this collection done by just getting the cards. I'd have to go out and buy them anyway. So I'm either going to do that now and finish the collection and get the players that I want, or like what I'm doing now, I'm going to sell the players like I did in this Mexico City series, right? Finishing this collection does nothing but give me a Miggy Cabrera voucher. There's no other rewards. So I just sold these players for now. If I need that voucher for Miggy Cabrera later, I'll go and buy them. And what I've noticed is a lot of times that pays off because the cost of these cards, once the hype's down and people have already got them who want them, their price goes down because the demand isn't up as much. So it actually works out. So instead of collecting just to get it done for no reason, I only finish the collections that I have a strategy. Like, I do want this Jimmy Rollins, right? But if you go down here, I can go in and purchase 4K for that. So that's 8K there for these two. That brings me to 18. I need to get to 24. 18, now give me to 19 there. I can go exchange for Robin Yount. That's 20. That's about 24,000 there, or 21. 21. And then I get to some expensive cards. So right there, then I could sell Jacob Miz, collect these. That gets me to 21. Already I have a good chunk of cards right there. Then I would only need 3 more. And they're all cheaper. I can get the Sammy Sosa. I could get this Max Muncy. And Felix Bautista could actually help my team right there. I would get those. Then I'd have to go buy Chapman, who I'm probably gonna buy, and then I can collect him. He's the best lefty closer. Yeah, a lot of people will sit fastball on him, but he's got a good enough slider, and then the sinker and splitter. It's better than like Mason Miller. I packed him and sold him instead of finishing the Padres collection because there's no way I'm finishing the Dodgers to get the live series. There was just no way when I looked in here. Okay, if I finish the Padres collection, great. I packed Mason Miller. I could have bought Tatis Jr. for cheap. Boom, that's done. I get Mark Davis. Well, guess what? He doesn't crack my bullpen, and Mason Miller's way too predictable. I crush him online as a newer player. Yeah, he has a nasty fastball, but that's all he has. It's so easy to tell when they're not throwing it, so you just sit fastball the whole time, expect fastball, and if you see the slower pitch, you have time to adjust, and you can just crush Mason Miller. I mean, his stats are great. Your PCI shrinks, all that, but guess what? You can sit hard on him and line him up easily. So I got rid of him because I don't want Mark Davis. And even if I get this collection done, right, there's no way I'm finishing this Dodgers collection. I need Shohei Ohtani first, which, by the way, is a card that everyone wants. This is the most expensive card in the game. If you look at his stats, just like with a lot of players, you're going to scratch your head. But the bottom line is the dude can pitch, right? Doesn't look all that great stat-wise, but the dude can pitch, and he's a great power hitter to add, right? You throw him into right field, even though it's a secondary position, and he kind of... So you'd most likely use him as a DH, and then I get a pitcher if you'd want him pitching, right? I want to actually look how people use Shohei Ohtani. Clearly, they use him because he's the most expensive card in the game, but I want to see the way that other people use Shohei. Like, do they even pitch him at all? Do they just use him as a bat, as a DH? That's one thing I haven't looked at. And obviously I haven't came across anybody played against him at all. But that would be the interesting part to see. But this collection alone, 771,000 stubs, I'm not going to finish. So it's like, okay, sell Mason Miller, right? Get the stubs. And then, yes, once I do get to the point where I can get this Campanella, yes, he would be my starting catcher for sure. Campanella would be my starting catcher without a doubt. He beats out Josh Gibson. But there's no way I'm finishing this right now, right? So instead, I collected the stubs, and I'll come back to that later. And that's what I'm doing with this Legends and Flashbacks, whatever collection's in there, in particular the Cityscapes. So now I want to actually sell. I think I got to remove him, though, from my mini-season squad. Let's see. I'm going to restart this, by the way. I think I got all the rewards I can get here. Yeah, I got all those done. Okay, good. I got all the main rewards. I don't think there's any conquest tied to this spotlight. Nope. Finish that. See if there's a new showdown. I think if I go in here, I can end this showdown too. Forfeit. Yep, there we go. So I've won all these too. So I'm totally caught up all fly modes. I would just play mini seasons to get the other missions done. The program that I have to do right now is this spotlight program, right? So I need, first off, to get these moments done. I've gotten some done, gotten some players. Then I need to use spotlight and tops players and only primary position players. So now we get into my team. This is the squad I built. Absolute God squad. Max out King Griffey Jr. because you can also upgrade your players here, right? So they just have all of the best features from every football game that I've played. They have every feature. You can add a modifier, almost like a chemistry style in FC. You can upgrade your players, similar to eFootball. That's awesome. So I have Griffey Jr. maxed out. Parallel 5 is what it's called. I'm looking to max out all of them. You can see their levels, like Willie McGee. What a throwback player this is. He's incredible in the outfield. I got one of my other favorite players. Griffey Jr. is my favorite player of all time. Mike Trout's one of them. Willie McGee is a hometown favorite, so the nostalgia's there. You got the legendary Jackie Robinson. He's almost maxed out. He's at parallel 4, right? So I'm looking to get him to the top. So you have a mix of using these players to upgrade them and then using these backup teams to get missions done. So you have that April spotlight. So I want to use players like, I'm actually going to set it up now, like Trout, Joe Adele. Wait, can Cortez play? Okay, he's got a ton of, okay. Cortez. Let's see who else I got. McGonigal. The other spotlight players, and then tops now players. So I'll finish building that squad later, and then you grind offline modes to finish the programs like the one I just showed you, right? So you're finishing this and you're getting players along the way. But then, on top of that, since I finished the main reward path and got Randy Johnson, I could pick Randy Johnson or Babe Ruth. Now I keep getting rewards, like it's repeatable rewards, which is awesome. Then after that, it's still not done because you have the multiplayer program, which I just got Altuve, one of my favorite players. I love, he's like a little pocket rocket dude. So he's in my squad at second base. And then I can finish this multiplayer program. I'm not going to use this Anthony Santander. I want to see what kind of pop he has, but probably not going to use him. I like how he's a switch hitter. but nothing special in the field or getting on base contact wise. So I'm almost done with the multiplayer program. Once you're done with that, you're just done. I'll easily finish that within 6 days. But then you have Team Affinity. So the fan one, I'm not worried about right now. That will happen over time. But you can see the teams. Some of them I got done. I got a good chunk done, just like some of the live series collections. And I went and did the ones where I wanted, in particular, good bullpen players, pitchers, right? There's not any hitters or like fielders that I wanted from this, or starting pitchers. I did like Corbin Burns. I was thinking give you Darvish a try, but by now probably not. I'm pretty much past using him. But you can't really look at stats. You got to look at their deception in game and how hard they are to hit. Um, and so you always have something to grind for, which is awesome. Which is awesome. You know what I mean? So now what I have to do is look at. So I got 300,000 stubs. Hold on, let me go to my regular squad. I have 300,000 stubs. And then I have this squad. And now I have to look. So, like, I want to switch up Josh Gibson for sure. I was looking for a third baseman, but now if I have to put Jackie Robinson at third, I guess I won't look at that now. Barry Larkin most likely will be switched with Ellie De La Cruz, who's another player. He plays insanely above his stats. Just like this Trout card, dude. Online, he's literally like my favorite freaking card. Online. Like as far as righty on righty matchups, whenever it's Trout, I love it. Whenever it's anybody else, it's just like it's hard to explain. But when you play MLB The Show, you'll feel like you get these like certain players with their swing, certain fielders. You'll have players that you like no matter what their stats are, right? All right, so now I go in and I have to go into the marketplace. Here's the shop, how it looks too for anybody coming from footy games. Um, oh no, that's opening pack. Sorry. Here's the shop. And people are sometimes complaining with how expensive these packs are, I guess. I don't have a reference for that. I haven't played Show enough to know, but it's like, you don't have to come in here. I rarely, if ever, come in here. If you want to put your money in, you can, but I don't see why anybody would. Why not just grind? Or maybe if you don't have enough time to grind the game. I guess I could kind of see that, right? So like 50,000 for the best Cityscapes pack, and you get enough of these types of packs. Like I just had a Cityscapes Premiere. It might have been Ultra, or might have just been the 3 1. I had a Premiere one. And I got the Miz, I got Seager, and I got Bush. Right. This Ultra one. That's your odds of getting a 92 rate, 91, which is pretty much the whole every Cityscapes car right now. What's up, Neo? Sorry, bro. How you doing? Question: who's going? I don't know, man. Anybody but the Dodgers, bro. I'm a Cardinals fan. But I really don't know. I don't follow baseball like religiously like that. I'll tell you what, though. Freddie Freeman, my favorite player. If you guys don't know his story, like, as much as I don't want to root for the Dodgers, dude, I love Freeman. And, like, him and Betts, their friendship, that made me like Mookie. I never really was a huge Mookie Betts fan, but if you guys don't know the Freddie Freeman story and haven't, like, seen his interviews, and, like, probably the best human being in the world. So then again, like, part of me likes just individually his story. I love Shohei, obviously. So it's weird, dude. Like, again, I tie it to footy all the time. I'm a huge Man United fan. I'll always want them to win over anything. But in these rebuilding years since Alex Ferguson left, like, it's kind of the same with the Cardinals. If they ever have a down year, like, I never want Liverpool to win. But as much as I don't like them overall, Jurgen Klopp's one of my favorite managers. Probably my favorite manager other than Ferguson. And then I've loved a lot of their players. Same with Man City, dude. It's crazy. Even though I hate Man City, like Pep, I love Pep. Some of like the players over the years, like Aguero, loved Aguero. It's kind of the same thing. Like that's why I have Ozzy. Like I went for Willie McGee because of the nostalgia, like the Ozzie Smith era they call it. But Willie McGee was super exciting, a super good player in that era that didn't get all of his like credit because of Ozzy. So to see this card come in, it was incredible. But guess what? This dude alone has saved me so much in the field. Like I absolutely love how he plays, and he's a switch hitter with insane speed, and then he's a situational type of hitter as well, whether it's bunting, getting them to pinch running, whatever. So being able to have a card like Willie McGee, like the nostalgia in that is huge. But anyways, like the Cardinals during the Mark McGwire era when it was all about his home runs, but they sucked. I would root for like whether it was Mariners during the Griffey era because Griffey was my favorite player. Um, like I said, I love Freddie Freeman. Or I actually wanted, even though Boston smoked us in the World Series that year, like way back in what was that, '04, I wanted them to like break the curse. Like there's just different stuff in baseball. But I'm the type of guy that will watch back like historic seasons. Uh, like when A Rod went to the Yankees, watching them choke, that was incredible. Watching the Sox come back and smoke them, like just watching like the history. But I couldn't tell you like all the details of all the season. I remember, and I was like eighth grade when Luis Gonzalez helped the Diamondbacks. I think who else? Who's that? Who's on their team? And legendary. It was Randy Johnson, and didn't they have Schilling too? Like I know all these different moments. Oh, Cardinals with David Freese. That was probably like my favorite Cardinals moment ever. So my point is like I love baseball loosely. Like as a fan, I have all these great memories, but it's not like football at all where it's detailed. But for you guys who don't remember, I forgot the exact year. What was it? 11, 12, whatever it was, when we beat the Rangers, when we went all the way, when we had the rally squirrel, when the squirrel ran on the field. If you don't know St. Louis baseball lore, you got to look it up. But I remember being at the bars and stuff, and then being on the roofs watching the games, like the parking garage across from the stadium. And David Freese, along with Pujols, it was right before Pujols left. If you guys like Pujols, you'll remember that. They had a magical, magical season, and then of course Yachty and Wainwright. I wish they like kind of stayed a little longer. Obviously, they had a great send off, um, but yeah, that's the type of stuff that I love about baseball, and the show brings it in great. And the other thing is, I want to share this. I made a video on this, but when I'm playing, so I'm more with baseball, more like learning as I'm playing, which is intriguing to me instead of just like coming in from the aspect of like coaching and trying to help people. It's more like I'm a fan of the game, and so everything's exciting. Like if there are leaks in the show, I don't know about them, and I love that because every time new content comes out, like that Willie McGee card, I was legit excited, just like a kid opening baseball cards. That's what it felt like. But these Negro League storylines right here are the coolest thing ever. Like when you go into these, and I've already completed all of them, but when you learn these incredible stories, like this is a woman that played pro. She wasn't even the first one. The first one's Tony Stone, who I have on my team, who's a great hitter. They have her in the game too. But this was the second woman to play pro, the first pitcher, right? They had one for like Satchel Paige a few years in 23. I remember I did. Now they still have Satchel Paige, John Donaldson. They're two pitchers in my team. Cool Papa Bell's on the bench. But you get to learn their stories and then go use them in the game. Like no other game does this, bro. No other game does it at all, and that's like the best part of baseball. So then when you look at the overall community over here, like of course you have your crazy cheaters. Like there are losers over here too. If you look at the cheaters in MLB The Show, so I don't want to make it like it's so perfect. There's cheaters paying like hundreds of dollars a month, or even like there's one where you have to pay 40 to be part of the Discord, and then you have to maybe pay more. But there's a cheating system that they use where it's like an aimbot type of thing. So it automatically levels up the ball, you just got to time your swing, right? So clear cheating. And they have all these rules and different shit. So there are losers in MLB The Show too. Like this is one right here. Now I don't know if this Legacy 110. He's over on Twitch by himself, but he says he's either coming from goals or UFL or like the toxic football stuff, or he could be some shithead from MLB The Show, most likely from footy games. But overall, when you look at the content creators, when you follow their channels and stuff, all like that immature, like loser type of like deadbeat in their mom's basement, mad at life. So now they're playing a footy game because they're in a basement in England somewhere and they're depressed, right? And so now they're being idiots online, or you get that vibe, right? In footy games, you just do. And I'm not saying it's just like that's the stereotype, but you have Americans like that, you have Brazilians, like whatever losers that compile that join up and play these games. They're in every sport, but in MLB The Show, it's like concentrated, and they're so shunned. They're like their own, off in their own little corner. They're playing for absolutely no reason. They don't make content. They don't ever have any success. You'll hit a home run on them and they'll quit the game before you can get credit for the home run if you're going for like an event to get a mission. Like, so those losers do exist, don't get me wrong. But the bottom line is when you play these games, you get this sense of overall like the different people you talk to. Baseball's just got a much more solid history for like people like me. Like the closest in football games would be eFootball, where there's true like people who respect their time. So when they put time into watching live streams or playing games or something, they really want to learn about the game and really want to play the game and stuff. They don't want to, they're not going to come on a live to waste their time to like be a troll. Like what loser does that? Nobody in life that's successful is going to do that. So when you're playing MLB The Show or going to other lives, and like you really get this sense of like everybody's here to because they love baseball, or it would be like if you had a game like this in soccer or whatever else. They love hockey or basketball. And so you put in the time to learn the game to get better, to play a sport that you love on the sticks, like you used to as a kid going out in the yard, but now you play it on the sticks, and you respect your time, you respect other people's times, you truly compete, try to reach your full potential, and then that's what makes the game worth playing. The toxic people, the losers that clearly like they're wastes of space, right? Nobody that's a winner would waste their time like these losers do, but they're the ones that ruin the game. And once, if you play those players over and over and over again, overall you're eventually just going to say, what's the point of playing the game? Because then that's who you go up against. Everyone knows these losers that come, whether it's into a live or in the comments section, or when you play them in games, right? Like I said, I'll use MLB The Show because so you guys don't think I'm just kissing their ass. It's those players that instead of playing you and they give up they pitch a bad pitch, or you hit a home run, or you steal on them, you make a good play, instead of just taking it and finishing the game out or whatever, they'll quit the game so you don't get credit for the stolen base or the home runs while the ball's in the air. They'll quit. So what kind of loser is worried so much about someone else finishing a mission on a video game? Well, the same losers that will spend hours coming into a live to act like they're accomplishing something by trolling or whatever, right? So when you take that but multiply it by a million, it feels like in footy games, that's what you get every day, game after game. In MLB The Show, honestly, the trolls, the like ratty type of players, they're so few and far between. That's where I'm having a blast. Now, apparently, when you get to the higher difficulty levels, they're way more. They're way more of them there. I totally get that's how a lot of games work, but I'm telling you guys, just go watch all the content creators yourself. It's way more like respect for the sport in MLB The Show, right? You guys tell me if you agree or not, but look at all the creators that have left just this year alone in different footy games, including FC, like the top football game. Look at all the creators that are leaving. Look at how many creators are just done with the game, right? And I'm not saying I would say it looks like people are more mad this year in MLB The Show than many other years because like I said I followed the content, but the bottom line is when I'm playing MLB The Show, it's just way better. And this could be me just coming over and everything's fresh and they have all these exact same problems. However, it doesn't feel that way at all, right? And every year, MLB The Show is constantly like highly regarded. And when you look at just the mode itself and how deep it is, there's no question it's a million times better, a million times better than any football game out. All you'd have to do is give it a try. I mean, the amount of offline modes, the amount of collections, the way they actually have the card collection process, the way they honor the players, both historic and current, and integrate all that into the game. It's insane, dude. So here we go. So now this is an offline thing. And so now all I have to do is go to manage squad, and I can either use this team to keep paralleling up, like to get credit for, right? To upgrade, let's call it. But that's what it is. It's parallel 1, parallel 2, parallel 3, you see right here. Or I can finish that spotlight program. So that's what I'm going to do for now is finish the spotlight program. I either need players like this, spotlight, or Topps Now players. Like King Griffey Jr. is an all-star series. You can see it at up top. So for instance, here I would need Carlos Cortez. You can see spotlight series player, right? There's a Joe Adell card I want here. There he is as my DH. Catcher, Topps Now, so I'll go here. Topps Now, Jose Fernandez. See, Topps Now, Kevin Sheets, Kevin McGonigal. I want to try Jose Altuve, so I'm going to keep him in. Griffey's maxed out. You know what? I want to get Trout maxed out, so I'm going to put Trout here at his natural center field. And I want to get McGee maxed out, so I'm going to keep McGee in. Then when I go to my pitching staff's insane. Like, that's what I'm talking about. They have Satchel Paige from the Negro Leagues, which is incredible. John Donaldson, another legendary player. Of course, the big units in here. I mean, you can't go wrong. This Clay Buchholz, I'm 50-50 on. I'm selling the Miz. Actually, I wanted to go do that now. Hunter Brown, I'm definitely selling. Because I have a good starting five. So I don't really need... I use Jacob Miz in the events. And there's no use in keeping him when you look at how many stubs I can get for him. And then my bullpen the same way. You know who I wanted to change? I'm going to give Franco a try. I really like Raleigh. I liked Raleigh Fingers online better. Lee Smith was getting lit up. Everybody else I was okay with. But I need to see if there's any... Yeah, so like here... Let me get these other guys caught up. So I need to use these three: Sheets, Messick, and Hancock. Is there any other ones? Alright, and then how about in the bullpen? Meadows. Topps Now or spotlight players. Really, dude, I have none in the bullpen. Interesting. So I have one relief pitcher, so I'm going to have to use him a ton. So now I go offline and play him, but I'll play lower difficulty levels to get missions done, or I'll play higher difficulty levels to get a little practice while getting missions done. So now that team's set, I go out here and I take a look at the missions. Alright, so that's just parallel XP with any players. Okay, this is just parallels. Okay, that's one I need to get finished. I'll finish that pretty quick. Then I just got to get any primary position players. So I'll get this spotlight thing done pretty quickly. Then I'll get all these done as well. So that's how I do it. So then I'll finish that. I want to go in now, though, to my inventory. I want to sell the Miz. Flashback. To the Brewers. View and market. Sell the Miz for $39K. Boom. So the Miz is gone. And then there's even exchanges too. I mean, they have every single thing, dude. It's insanity. Alright, so now exchange. So I need what? 150,000. Okay, so let's see if I even want Robin Yount. I'm going to have Ellie De La Cruz, though. And for this, I already have Barry Larkin, so I'd only want him to literally exchange. But let's see how many players I have now. Oh, wait, but then there's Jimmy Rollins, too. Hold on. See, this is where you got to really start thinking about these collections, man. So Rollins and Ellie De La Cruz both can only play shortstop. And they're both switch hitting shortstops. But Rollins has better speed. I'm taking Rollins all day, dude. So Ellie De La Cruz, even though he plays above his stats, I'm taking Jimmy Rollins. And even though I'd love to get this chipper, I got Jackie at third base. I know Jackie doesn't switch hit like old Chipper, but there's no way. But Jackie can play several different positions. So, man, it's a tough call. But that Jimmy Rollins, to get him done, I sold the Miz, so I would need 8 players. Definitely these two. 4. Maybe 5. 6. 7. That would be 1 because I want him as a closer. Is he worth the upgrade though compared to? I wish I could compare players. I know you can on the show zone. But he keeps going down. I think he would be. Him and Bautista. Would be worth getting for my bullpen. That would bring me to 18 players. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Then I'd have to choose one of these mid-tier players. It's 24th. I'd probably add Bautista. Get that sinker. Splitter. Alright, so that's where I'm at. So we'll finish this accordingly. Let me see to get that exchange done. What I would need to do here. I damn near. Do I need that Anthony Santander in my collections? Let's see. Thought I did. Yeah, I do. He's only 5K, so I can always go buy him again when I'm going to finish this. A lot of these players cost a decent amount though, so I'm not finishing this anytime soon. They're all around 20, 30K. My outfield's set. So that's around 5K there. So I could exchange them or not for now. That would be around 5K. What is it to buy the cheaper ones? Let's see. Do I have any of these players? Two of those. Gets me 12% done. I sell most of them, so. He's like 2,000. 3,000 right now. I could get for him, so I could exchange him. Does that put me like 3,000 for Robin Yount? $4,000 here. I'm actually using him right now though. I get like 8,000 from him, so I'm not gonna use him. I think I gotta take him out of my mini seasons rotation though. I need to go buy one more player. You know, screw it. I'll use 3 of these. Maybe I don't need Yelich. Oh my god. $83.93. Like 80,000. There is none right at 80, unfortunately. $4,000. Cost me like 4 or 5. Okay. Like 3. Girolamo Perdomo. Let's go get him. Perdomo. I'm just going to get this Yunk done right now. This is the one I need, so buy him for 1,000, no big deal. Boom. But see how they have every single thing. All the little best features of every footy game these guys have. It's pretty sick. Okay, so then we'll do all three copies of this card that I have. So that's 25%. 32%. Where's that picture at? Damn, I still need both of these guys. $112. So let's do the math. That's 3,000. It's 7,000 there. If I do it that route, this is 8,000. I'm still not there. It's crazy. What do I need exactly, man? How much is that Santander card? Only 5,000. Might as well do him, dude. Might as well do him. I can go buy him later. He's only 5,000. So I need 2,000 now. Probably not, bro. I'm deep into baseball right now, learning this game and playing this. All right, so I need. Man, they make you do math in this shit. All right, so minus 685 equals 1350. Jonathan Aranda is who I'll go get. Jonathan Aranda. All right. Now we go back to the marketplace. Now, usually you could just exchange them, but I sell every player from every pack that I get. So, Aranda. These exchanges are probably the lowest. They don't come as much as everything. Okay. So, once I do this one, I won't have to do this for a while. So, Aranda. Buy him. And I love the way it works. You put out a sales order, and then when you buy something, you automatically get the lowest one available, right? When you sell it, you automatically sell it. You look for the highest one available, but you got to know like the lowest ones are going to be bought first. So they kind of do it for you basically, but that's how it works. It's kind of nice. It helps speed up the process so you don't have cards just sitting out there. Now you can put any value you want, but you can see what the value of the card's going for or whatever at a certain time. And it's just a bit different from FC. So if you're at least somewhat familiar with the FC market, it wouldn't take you long to understand the MLB The Show Diamond Dynasty market. All right, so last but not finally, we should be able to do it here. Okay. Change items. Go to page 10. There we go. So, okay. Boom. 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 I can get him for 5K, which is cheaper than my other two. $103. There we go. Let's see if I just did. And just to check it out to make sure. Yeah, see, that would put me way over. So it's easier to sell. So it's 4,000 there. $87,000 there, so it cost me more. Yeah, it's easier to do this and sell this higher rated player. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, but look, this 92 rated costs 5K, and then this 91 rated would cost like 10K, so you gotta like keep that in mind. Now we have Robin Yount. That's done. Yes. Boom. Done with there. Now I can go collect him. Unfortunately, I'm not going to use them. So sometimes you'll be able to use those players, but I really don't need them for anything. I could still use them when I collect them, by the way, but really I just got them. I spent like what? 7, 8K to get him just to collect. To eventually get this Jimmy Rollins. But it was worth it. Because I own some of the cards. So really I only spent what? 3K for now, and when I eventually buy that Santander back, if I even ever want to finish that collection, we'll see if I even have to. If I might not even go for that Miggy Cabrera because I really don't have a use for the 95 in my team. When I get close to the 99, yeah, we'll see. If I even by that time I might already have a stacked roster already where I don't even need the 99 by the time I could even get them. That's how you have to look at collections instead of just collecting right away because you might turn these players untradeable when you could have got the stubs and got someone more immediate that could have helped your team. All right, so there's that. So now I need 7 players in total. After you buy it, it's completely free to play. Yep. I never spend a dime. Now, you can go into this store here, and if you don't want to grind, you can buy packs, but you do not have to at all. You can get all of the best players. Like, for example, this live series collection. It's just like baseball card collecting as a kid. Once you finish all of the American League Central, you get this Anibal Sanchez. Once you finish all of the American League, you get this Chone Figgins, the Anibal Sanchez, Dustin Pedroia. But then you also get this Felix Hernandez, 99 rated, which is the highest rated you can get. The Red Diamonds are the best. They're the 95 to 99. And then on the NL, of course, you get the Cardinals Legend Pools, which I can't wait to get. Once you complete all this, and then the ultimate one, when you finish American and National League, you get this Troy Tulowitzki, which is the best player in the game. Five tool player, incredible in every area, right? He's going to be your in-game shortstop. And so to grind these, you just play the game to get all these players. So you can get, these are some of the best players in the game right now. You can just grind the game and get all these done. I mean, I put a dent in them already. But if you didn't want to do that, you could go put your money in to buy a bunch of packs to then get these cards. So, for example, when I go in here, it tells me I can collect a card, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So now I'm one more card closer, and I just keep playing the game, and eventually I get the 40 cards to finish this. If I wanted to go spend money, I could get all these stubs. Like right now I have like 300,000, so I could do this to finish this. And I started doing that. But right now I don't have a need to do that, right? I'm not in a hurry to get these done. I'll do one to show you guys what it looks like, though. Let's look for a more affordable one. Like, I kind of want this Pudge. So I'll spend the 40,000. Let's see if... Would I play him over Josh Gibson? I think I would. Let me check. Let me see what the... Let's see what ChatGPT says. This 89 Pudge Rodriguez or Ivan Rodriguez for completing the Rangers live series, is he better than my Josh Gibson? Damn, they say Josh Gibson. Here's how I break it down. Gibson's a better bat. Pudge is better defensive arm. Less pop, lower offensive ceiling. It's good, not scary. But look at Pudge's defense. Look at his arm, 92-90. He's got all 90s, 80 vision. No pop at all, though. Just contact, and he's slower. So that does suck. And then my Josh Gibson, Negro League's legend. I have Biz Mackey on the bench, who also has a little more pop and a great arm. But Gibson, not as good defensively. He has the power, not as good. Pudge has more contact. They're all slow. Catchers are always slow. And Pudge is one of my favorites, though, dude. I love Pudge, but he just... He's the type of player... But right now, if I was going to complete a live series... So you don't have to put money in, basically, but that's where it is. So I was just collecting, and then I sort of stopped to use the some of the stubs elsewhere. But I have enough to finish. I don't know if there's any of these players that I necessarily want right now. And eventually it's going to be just about getting to these top dogs right over here as opposed to anything. This Jordan Alvarez makes this one super expensive, and I don't need an outfielder. So that would just be for the collection. I'd be spending around 60 something K. I could finish the Pirates over here and get this Jeremy Burnitz, but I don't really want him. He's just got power. And I had Skeens but sold him earlier. But yeah, so I could go spend money if I didn't have the stubs to finish this. But I've actually grinded enough to where I've earned the stubs. So you can put money in, but you don't have to. And I strongly suggest you don't, because the fun of the game is grinding. So now I'll go in and I'll play my mini season offline. I got that team that I set up that you guys just seen earlier. I have those moments to complete too that will help me, but I'll do that later. So I have this team. I have my Altuve, McGee, and Trout from my actual lineup. McGonigal is a good player, but I have better options. The rest of these cards I use until I complete the missions. Then I replace them. Like I got Hank Aaron playing first base. I got Jackie Robinson playing third. At shortstop, I have Barry Larkin. At left field, actually Willie plays left. Trout goes to right, and then center, I have King Griffey Jr. Where the hell is he? There he is, right here. Right, who plays well above his stats. So does Trout. I got Trout to 95 rated already. I can't believe that. And so, see, as you use them, you upgrade them. So that's how it works, though. So All-Star difficulty is what I'm playing in events right now, and eventually that goes up. So right now, to get my missions and stuff done, I could play rookie or veteran. I'm going to keep it on All-Star. So at least I'm ready for events. But then, once I get to my team, as I'm paralleling my team up, I'm going to use Hall of Fame and Legend difficulty even. So I actually am ready as I climb the ranks in online. You don't want to have too much of a change of pace from what you're playing at ranked. Like, even if it's moving up to Hall of Fame or Legend, because you don't want to throw your timing off. Like, rookie, swear to God, it's harder for me to hit. Same with that veteran in those moments was throwing me off. Then you get to use your home stadium. So this is the stadium I created, guys. The detail in the stadium creator in this game is incredible. I have videos on it and stuff. So let's give I want to start like my normal pitchers like Randy, but I want to finish these missions. So I'm gonna go Noah Schultz, and then this is good for the lineup. So this is offline mini seasons, and everything you do in this game as I'm playing, I am getting credit, right? All you have to do is look at the players that you have to use. Now, of course, you can look at, okay, so you need X amount of stolen bases and base hits and home runs and this and that, but really, if you just go in and play the game using the specific players from whatever collection, whether it's Cityscapes collection, Tops Now, Spotlight, you'll get all the rewards done. And every time you finish the game, which you'll see here shortly, you'll get the rewards, and that's how it works. And there's all these different modes: Diamond Quest, Conquest, which is like mini board games, in the game War, and like they have it all tied into offline. So you're never bored when you're playing offline, and you're always working. So like I have a ton of work to do with my pitching, this pinpoint pitching. I have to draw this perfectly with my right stick, which I have I have my custom controller. If you guys don't know, Cinch Gaming. Use code OGamester. You can get the mouse click buttons, mouse click bumpers, everything. Plus the TMR stick, so no stick drift, more precise movement. And that's especially important for baseball. So I need to really work on my pitch selection, tunneling, and making accurate pitches, which is being precise with this draw. You can see how precise you are. You can see the measurements. You saw 100% accuracy there. So I went high and in, fastball, first pitch. Now, right, I went here. I'm going to go low and in. So you can see where I'm off on the drawing. You see I was 31% too late or whatever it said. I wish it showed a little longer on the screen there. Let me see if I can change that. Display. This is batter's previous at bat before. Pitch history. Displays the batter's previous at bat before the first pitch. So you have all these. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna keep. What is it? Let's see what this looks like. I'm going up and in with a fastball again. Holy, I was way off. Nothing changed there. It didn't look like. Okay, I'll keep that. Yeah, dang. I wish it showed a little bit longer so I knew exactly what I need to work on. But every game you're working on this and improving. So like in footy games, I'm not saying you can't practice in a certain way, like I guess certain passing patterns and stuff, but it's always like score 10 goals, get 10 assists. It's not there's not as much details, right? I feel like in baseball there's just so much more depth to offline and it just works. It's like baseball is the perfect game to create a video game out of. So like the backdrop of these stadiums and the dimensions are different in baseball. It's not like footy or hockey or something. So I created everything. Like I got to choose my dimensions. You see the difference in the outfield wall. I have a brick wall. Every detail, like I have that stage in the behind center field, the two gorillas holding the American flags with the sign, the amusement park in the background. Everything in this, there's a big man-made lake. When you hit the ball past center, it's 100% a hitter's ballpark. Um, Everything I chose for this, right? All these details, bro, add up to just a fun time. And I can use this online as well, right? The different quirks, you learn those, and yes, they're important. Like when you play a player secondary, he's got a little delay when they're chasing balls. You learn where speed matters and what positions, where arm strength, and like for pitchers, like the hits per nine will shrink the batter's PCI, so that does matter. Same with control, clutch, and stamina in a way. But really, it's all about the pitches and the deceptiveness. So you can have a pitcher with one great pitch, but the batter's going to be able to read that. So you need to have a way to throw off the batter so they can't time you up and guess what pitch you're going to throw. Um, so that's the fun part about the game is learning these different pitchers. So now I'm going to go change up low and out. So you see I was too fast and I went too wide there, right? So that's what I got to work on. So I'm going to go sweeper now, similar release, similar type of pitch, but you see a little bit of a different landing. So it goes the same type of travel path until the last few feet, and that's what you want. It's called tunneling, right? Same with this one. Then this one's gonna just go low and in instead. Boom. And it's just like as you learn all these things, you're like, dude, this is freaking awesome. Then you can get really detailed as you get more skilled at learning what pitchers work online, um, how to like figure which pitchers you want to use out, um, practicing with them, getting better, understanding which pitches work. Sometimes they might have a great pitch or two or three, but like you might use a pitch like look, it shows their percentages that they use them in real life, right? So this Noah Schultz uses his four seam 38%, his sinker 18%, sweeper 18%, his cutter 13. I might use the cutter 80% of the time and then use that to set up the circle change, 10% and the rest of them like 1%. Like you have to learn what to look for in pitchers and it's the same with batters over the stats. That's what matters more is how you utilize these players and then how well you're able to see which pitchers and batters and fielders and stuff work for you and work in the game online too. So it's just a huge skill gap in MLB the show. But you can absolutely learn it. It's not like I'm some baseball like incredible knowledgeable baseball guy, right? You see what I'm saying? And I still love playing the game and love the learning aspect of it. Strike. all it's got to do, they change the strike zone so it's a little smaller. So as long as it touches that square, that strike zone, it's a strike. Trying to finish him up and in on 0 and 2. Whoa, see, I drew that sloppy. Still got there pretty good, though. Go change up in the dirt, see if he chases. Oh, and it hung. Oh, my God. See, like a good batter would have smashed that out of the park. Because my pinpoint wasn't as good, it hung up over the plate. And those are the things you got to work on. High and away. Change up one out. I keep hanging up those change ups. It might be time for Messick to take a seat here. Let's see if he can get out of this. He's got 2 outs. Come on, man. You can work out of this. I hate when pitchers don't have a slider. Got it. I got lucky, though. He almost smashed it. But again, this is you seen how deep my outfielder was. This is a hitter's park. It's literally like almost college size. 300 to left and right, 390 to center. It's as small as you can get with the highest elevation. So the reason I did that for now is because at my level, same with a lot of players, like you see my record in online, 24 and 24 in the events on the right. Which I actually do pretty good. Like some of the games come down to the wire in the events. They're 3 inning games ranked or 9. But the biggest thing is why I went hitter's park is because sometimes I'll line it up. I'll just be a bit off, and it'll end up with pop-ups at the fence. So in baseball, luckily, and especially in the show, I have a video coming out about this tomorrow. You should take advantage of making your stadium online because you can give yourself an edge, right? Whether you want a pitcher's park, a hitter's park, you like a lot of doubles and triples, and you want, big, deep alleys to hit into, whatever it is. And so that's what I did at this time, and I can always adjust it later. It's not like real life where once you build a stadium, that's it, no matter what players you get. So if you have that advantage in baseball, use it. And you see a freaking home run there. Jose Fernandez. See, that's 452. That's not no dinker home run. That's a home run in, pretty much every park. Not everyone, by the way, but most of them. Nothing's more satisfying than that. Especially, like, I'll turn it up so you guys can hear the pop. I have it turned down for now. But when you can hear the pop off the bat, dude, nothing's more satisfying. You hear that whoosh, the whish of the pitch, too. I just love it, guys. Like, I don't know. I know not everyone's going to get into it. And I know, like, I was close to getting my 2K mark, which is a big milestone for smaller creators, right? Like, every 1,000 that you hit. I know I'd be past that if I would have kept with football or, footy games, but it's not worth it to me, man. It's not worth it. Like, same with working a job you don't like. If you absolutely have to for your family, of course, you have to do what you have to do. But for me, like, I can take the time to turn this into more of a general gaming / like, if it becomes more just only the show, so be it. Or most of, like, I'm gonna play GTA 2, for instance. That was always gonna happen no matter what. I'm sure a lot of people will follow that route, but because the hype for that game's so big. But whether I go back to footy games or not, I'm sure I will. But I'm just telling you guys, like, play games you enjoy, especially if you don't have a channel. Like, there's at least some money that I make. But for anybody out there that's playing a game, because I was like this before, I'm talking about because from experience. Just because, like, oh, I know football the most. I know I played it my whole life, so I have to play this sport. Otherwise, like the other sports, I'm not going to know enough to be good. That's bullshit. You can learn it and get better, and there's a lot of fun in learning another sport. My boy Phil did it. He didn't grow up playing football, but oh my God, that was a rookie-ass mistake. Stupid swing. But he was a fan of the sport, and then he learned it as he was playing the game, and now he's a beast, right? And that's my goal in baseball too. So I'm not saying I won't still cover football games eventually, but guys, From what I see, because I have a Discord, oh my goodness. From what I see, because I have a Discord, and from all my boys that are following and what they're talking about, the games still are struggling. Damn. Terrible hitting there, by the way. That's one thing I'm learning is when I'm talking and stuff, my focus is I'd have to get way better in that if I'm going to play online and go live. That's definitely a skill in itself I'm learning. I guess it's same with footy games. But anyway, uh, the bottom line is if you really dive into this game, it's just so much deeper, so much more fun than any footy game that I was playing. So you guys tell me though now. I mean, let's have a talk. If anybody's been playing eFootball here, did they ever get rid of Smart Assist like they said? That was supposed to be done in April. It's now May. FC, from what I've seen, all the creators that left, it's not like they turned around and said, all right, I'm back. They changed the game for the best. Like, I was having fun playing FC after that patch where they fixed the passing, but the game just was dead. I did a new Man U to Glory, and it still felt empty, right? I mean, this year is the record year for big time creators that have been doing it for a long time, literally taking a break or quitting altogether. Like that, it's never happened like that before. People are finally at their breaking point. I mean, UFL, did they make any big changes? Like you guys tell me from what I'm reading in Discord, it's looking like I've missed nothing. Like if I was to come back tomorrow, I'd be coming back to pretty much the same thing. There wouldn't be any like, whoa, this game's amazing now. And like maybe over time, eventually it will be fresh again and I'll have enough of a break. But for me, it's not about being burnt out in that sense, right? I've never been burnt out of football games until now. It's that the developers are just shitting the bed so bad that the games, the way they're making the games in is what needs to change. Not like, oh, I don't want to play football. I need a break from football. I'm still at the real life pitch every day. I'm still deep into the game training, helping my kids the whole nine. It's just the developers and how they're like if they made the game anywhere close to how San Diego Studio made the show, we probably wouldn't even be having this talk. I'd still be playing those games. But I've always been a fan of other sports. It's just that what's keeping me in the show isn't like just baseball. It's everything about loving the sport, also loving how San Diego Studio made the game and everything about the game. You see what I mean? That's the part where when like my boy Simple said, "Are you gonna come back?" Like I don't have an answer for that, and I can't say yes. I just have to say not anytime soon because like my question back would be like, well, what's changed? What's changed in the football game world? So if you guys have anything that's changed, let me know what it is, man. I'd love to talk about it. But from what I've seen, it's a whole lot of the same. Just people still pissed off about the same things, and more people leaving those games. So if I did create content right now, it would be more for like, okay, I like that chunk of money that I got. I mean, I just secured two sponsors, right? And not that the controller one can't still be used like through Discord and stuff, but the more videos I make, the more views I get, the more people see me promoting my custom controller, my code for Cinch Gaming, U7 buy. The more I'm playing FC, showing like how many coins you can get and how easy it is and stuff like everything. My channel reaching 2,000 goes quicker if I'm covering football games. Like everything that I could do positive me selfishly, like me personally, would be continuing to cover those football games. But I truly believe that a lot of people feel like I do, but they're almost like forcing themselves to play because that's what I did for a long time because I didn't feel like I could go. I love the online mode, right? Once I discovered online, like I couldn't really go back to franchise. Like that's what I used to do with the show is play franchise. But then it became like, nah, dude, online or bust. And I felt like with my knowledge of footy, I could only play like soccer games. I couldn't play baseball or anything because I didn't in real life. My knowledge wasn't there to where I could be successful. The only game I would say that's true for that I've seen, at least for me, is Madden, dude. I cannot. There ain't no way I'd ever go. Like I previewed when Madden first came out, this latest one. I previewed it online to look at the menus and stuff, but and did like a few drills. There's no way watching those guys play online, and even some of my buddies that played football, even just in high school, when I'd play against them and the way they'd be able to call every one of my plays and just easily smoke every defense and read me perfectly, it's like there ain't no way, dude. But I almost think that that's just Madden. You guys could tell me what your experience is, but with the show, it's just like stupid shit like swinging at that and sharpening up there and like learning the little nuances. But um, you can absolutely, and if I can do it, you can do it too. Can learn and become a good player in the show. Come on, get out, off the wall. Like that's probably a pop out in a lot of parks. That's that brand new Cortez card that I just earned. But yeah, man, I don't feel like I did the best job of explaining why I like the game so much. I still don't think I do the best job in my videos. Um, but I still at least wanted to attempt to explain like why I'm still playing the show and why I love it so much. Shouldn't have swung at that, but I'll take it. Come around to score good. See, like choosing there to continue my run on and being able to like learn when to go and when not to go and to keep my runner at first, which is Trout, who's an insane like listen, look at that swing. Touching the inside, he painted. That was actually a good pitch. And this one's a lefty on righty, but a lot of people try to handcuff Trout righty on righty, and he just turns water into wine every time, dude. He's just insane, which I love because he's one of my favorite in real life. Like I said, along with Griffey. So the fact that he's a monster and I can keep using him, he's like that every year in the show. Um, but yeah, dude, he's just a beast. Oh, I thought yes, okay. So that was Trout. So I forgot that I kept Altuve on, which I'm glad. So this Altuve I got from the multiplayer program. You can see his stats here. Solid players, has some power. Not the best fielder for second base. That scares me a little because sometimes, like, when those tough shots come through second, you know, it's nice to have someone like Jackie Robinson that's closer, like, what, 85, 90 fielding. But Altuve, it's more like a nostalgia thing, too. I love Jose Altuve. He's getting towards the end of his career, too, so before he turns into a legendary player, figure we give him a little last hurrah. And look how small he is, bro. But the way he hits, I love his swing and stuff. So I'm hoping he performs like Trout above his stats. We'll see. Look how little. Look where his. It's so funny seeing how small he is, man. Every time it never ceases to amaze me. Look at that, dude. Just pure, dude. That's how he is every year. Same with Trout. You see, like, the beauty in that swing, dude. And it feels like it's the same with why everyone likes Jose Ramirez, like, smaller strike zone. Like, look at the difference in the strike zone, dude. Unbelievable. I feel like I'm going to have a lot of fun with that Jose Altuve. Damn it, man. That's all right. We're up 3-0. And we're playing on All-Stars, so the pitch speed's the same, right? I'm not throwing off my timing at all, and I'm getting the missions done, right? So you see where... And I still, as you can see, have a lot of work to do. Hitting, pitching, all of it. But real quick, just to give you, in case you didn't see my video, this is my park. I mean, look at that. I created that, by the way. The two gorillas holding the flag. So it was just the gorilla with the bat, right? That's a statue. They have steps you can walk up to, as you can see, and take pictures and whatever. See, they have the gorilla with the bat. But then the way their fists were held, I'm like, wait a second. So I took the American flags and placed them in their hands, dude. So now you have this cool little statue with them around the show, sign, dude, it's perfect. With the amusement park on the pier in the background, it's literally on water. Let me see if I can show you. Yeah, you see the water in the background. Then you have your 360 turning stage over here on a platform, right? A different viewing tower with a big ass Jumbo's TV behind home plate. You got O Games on YouTube, a little promotion. Fun fact, that's the scoreboard from the old St. Louis Cardinals stadium that the Browns played at, then the Cardinals took over. Then you have the little screens, the little smaller screens on each side. I created these boxes by burying the some of the stands under the ground. So the glass, it's like 3 stories of all windowed buildings, right? They're actually, the stands are supposed to sit higher. I made it to where it's like right ground level. You got your little seating area right behind the bench over, or the bullpen over there. On the visiting side, they get hassled by the crowd. That was done on purpose. You see the man-made mountains to the entrance behind the plate. You see this cool little concession area where you can literally watch the game uninterrupted. I didn't put a fence there on purpose, so I didn't block these guys' view. So I was thinking about everything, bro. You got your observation tower that goes sky high. You can still watch the game with a huge screen, right? And behind that, you got like your Space Needle type thing to warn the airplanes coming in, a little man-made volcano. And then you can barely see it, but if you peek through here, beyond the water, look at that. I got my airport with a jet. You can see it, bro. A jet, a military helicopter, another military helicopter, right? 2 Jeeps to drive you from, and then you see the parking lot. Then you got the OG front office where like the GM sits and everybody sits. They can watch the game while working, and of course, underneath that you see the tower sitting on top of where the players can go chill, the lounge, the whatever else, bro. You got it all. So this is OG World. You see the big O, and when it's nighttime, that lights up. It's kind of like an artifact type of thing. This big monster in right foul territory with his head peeking through the lights. And then you see on each side, they're O's, for OG, but they glow. Those 2 rings, they're like UFOs hovering, and they're locked into the side of the stands right here. So you see the way I like customize the stands, the way they sit, right? And then look at this statue, this beautiful like glove with a bat at the end and the ball. The UFO thing lights that up in the background. I put the gate so you can see where you can get in and out. I mean, every detail, bro, is covered. You see the water, the amusement park back there. Hours and hours, the steamboat. You see the team store, everyone standing here. Hit It Here cafe with the wall and then the water just beyond. I mean, bro, every detail you can think of is covered here. The different walls back here. You got another coffee stand there, peanuts, popcorn. Then you didn't even see the detail here. So then the concessions there, hot dogs and the tables and stuff, right? There's tents behind here, lined up behind these like suites. So there's tents so you can chill before the game, drink your beer, whatever you want to do. But right here, look, the bathrooms, perfectly placed, built into the stands right there. And I would have kept going too, but you run out of room, right? The beautiful marble flooring all the way around, perfectly done. I mean, every detail's covered. Oh, I see a little gap. I missed. I'll have to fix that. But yeah, man, I had a blast making this stadium, dude. I'm telling you, no stone left unturned with this game. But I'm so OCD, dude. I'm gonna remember that little gap until I go fix it. Holy sloppy, and I got him. I got him on that too. This is that Jimmy Rollins cards that I won as well. Definitely he'll take the place of Barry Larkin. them in. I was going to compare their stats real quick, but yeah, man, I love this game. So I know I'm sacrificing the views and everything else. Not that I'm like some Mr. Big Shot that I'm sacrificing thousands of views, but definitely hundreds of views. Um, but it's just a fun game. The community overall, and maybe it's just the particular content creators that I like, and that's why the overall community seems less toxic. Like there's the cheaters, and then those loser type of players that was talking about earlier. But for me, it feels few and far between. I know in the higher difficulty levels they're kind of running wild, but um, I feel like it's more like the main people speak out against it enough to where it's like us versus them. Whereas in football games, I remember when I would like speak up and call them losers and stuff, there would be people like, "Don't call them losers. What are you mad at them for? Let them play how they want." Like it was driving me crazy. Like, are you kidding me? Cheating at a game? Whereas like if you see any of these top MLB The Show creators, they're on their ass. Like those people are the shit on the bottom of your shoe in the show, if that makes sense. Good play. And that's the game there. So yeah, man. I have to work on my ability to communicate while I'm playing and play sharper and stuff. I only kind of scratched the surface, but it's just a blast playing, man. It just is. So I know this wasn't the liveliest. I know some of you probably were hoping I'd say, hey, maybe I'll come back to football games, but like, I'm just nowhere near. Look at that sweet ass swing, dude. And even all the customization, we didn't even get into that. The logo, the uniforms, it's just there's so much you can do in this game. I could go on and on and on. And I will keep creating and sharing content for everybody as well. It's just, and there is so much content you can do around this game too. Way more so than football games, just because of the depth. I mean, even like the upgrades, which mods to add to the players, the best pitches to use. Here's a little mini game where you get a pack. Like once you finish the season path, you keep getting XP and you can keep getting these hopefully big pass. Let's see what I get from this. It's supposed to show up though. That's like kind of a shitty part. It's supposed to show up, but let's go open it and see what we got here. So usually it shows you your progress. That's okay. When I go to open, so I get a deluxe pack. I get to choose. So obviously I'm trying to get that Jimmy Rollins, so I'm going to go Cityscapes. That's a new pack. I finished this Jackie Robinson. Now I can get some good players from here. But with Cityscapes being the newest promo, that's what all the hype's over now. There's some good cards in there, and I have an active collection I'm close to finishing. So let's see what I get from this. Don Baylor, who I needed to collect, so that's fine. So you see here, I mean, would I rather had like packed Aroldis Chapman? Of course, just like I packed Mason Miller and stuff. But now I keep Don Baylor. I go in here to the, let's see where I got on this spotlight with these. Boom, so I'm done with that. Perfect. So now, for the rest of these missions, so this is optional, so there's no way I'm finishing that collection. By the time I get Ben Price, from here, by the way, I won't need that. So it's literally just finishing these moments and these missions. So I'll use my full team on the higher difficulty level from here on out. So you see, that was the only game I had to play with these Spotlight and Tops players. I got to 2,500 PXP. Now I'll go back to mini seasons with my team. But going into that collection, all right, so I'm 17 of 30. So I have Don Baylor. So I got him for free. So I go to collect here. That's 18. Now, I can get all three of these for, let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Well, I got 14 for the Miz. So I got 3 here. That would take me to 18, 19, 20, 21 just by selling one player, and I still pocketed what? 19,000 stubs, okay? So that will take me to 18, 19, 20, 21. Don't forget I can sell these out away too. 19, 20, 21. Nine. 19, 20, 21. 22. 24 and 25. So Larkin's cheaper than Hunter Brown. And you got to look at the buy now one, right? Because you'd have to go purchase these. All right, so now we're going to go collect these 3 because they're cheap. Buy for 9. So it'll take me 19, 20, 21. And I just hit collect on this. 22. 23. 24. 12-8. 12-9. So I could sell Michael Young if I don't want to get Mickey Mantle. Now here's the crazy thing. Who wouldn't want the Mick, right? Of course, you would think that. And he does got some good pop. 93 rated. Lower vision though. And you see at center field, 75 fielding. Now, I want you to remember these stats. Right? And I wish I could do this and compare them like right here. Again, there's a website for it, the Show Zone. But remember these stats. Okay? Right? And he's a switch hitter. So that does matter. Switch hitting does help out a lot. But you look at that 75 fielding, 73 speed. And then I want you to go look at, and I got to kind of remember my Griffey card. I got up to a 91. Not as much pop, better speed, but not much stealing. His arm strength and accuracy is huge, and that 90 fielding. So 90 fielding. To 75. That's a huge difference, man. Now, he can also play first base, but once you get that penalty going, right, I'd probably rather have Hank Aaron. Now, man, it's tough, though, because I definitely need to go get these 3, so I'm just going to do it right now. Damn, I wonder if Josh Gibson or JT Realmuto. Let's see what old ChatGPT says about this card. How about Josh Gibson versus JT Realmuto, Cityscapes card, 91. Gotta love it, man. See, this is where the knowledge that I lack. Good old ChatGPT. All right, so the JT Realmuto's 91 rated Cityscapes card versus Josh Gibson Negro Leagues card. Which one are you putting at catcher? ChatGPT tells me Josh wins that one too. Way more power, better middle of the order bat, fine enough defense, pop time Romuto's got better speed, better arm and throwing, better all-around defense, more balanced contact, but less scary offensively. Mid-70s power compared to Gibson's at 90s. I want to look at them next to each other because you can't always listen. It's nice getting a little outside, like, hear what they have to say because all it does is compile everything they see online. So it's a good compilation of information, right? But I don't take it as the Bible, if that makes sense. All right, so I'm going to buy this now because I want to get that Rollins card. So what I'm simply doing is buying the cheapest Cityscapes cards. Okay, so those are the cheapest ones. So now I collect each one of these. Boom. So I have that now. I have Stephen Kwan, sorry, and Chandler Simpson. So I need 3 more now to get to my Jimmy Rollins, who to me is more beloved than old Mick. And some Mickey Mantle cards play amazing. Some don't. He's like a 50-50 player. He's had some great cards in the show. Some cards that people weren't a fan of despite, again, it's about way more than the stats. And so look. So right now, Barry Larkin, definitely one that I want to collect here too. So that's 22. But if right now I only want to collect 24, I would sell away Dave Parker, keep Michael Young and Hunter Brown, especially because I have Parker on my bench right now, which isn't a big deal. I can change that. But if I wanted to go for the 30, the last 5 I would need from these right here. I would have Rollins, 24, 25, which would be 26, 22, 3, 24. So first I'm going to get Rollins done. Collect Michael Young. I'm going to collect Hunter Brown. Boom. So now I have Rollins, who's a no-sell card because I got him as a reward card. So I couldn't trade him out anyway for Stubbs. So I'm going to collect Rollins. So now I got my new shortstop, so I'll just show you just to put it into a visual. So now I go into my squad. I go to Barry Larkin. And you look next to Rollins. Hitting-wise, Rollins is actually better, except for power against righty. He's just a little bit better, not like significantly. Then he's got 7 better vision, 1 better clutch. Speed, they're both fast, but Larkin's elite. Dude, they're like identical freaking players, except for Rollins has better fielding. Other than that, they're pretty much identical. .94 speed, 99 stealing. Rollins has 90, which is still good enough, dude. I mean, it's still... Larkin's like an automatic with the 94, 99, but 90 is pretty close to automatic too, which is what... And then you got 99 Willie McGee. 90 is close to automatic. Damn, I didn't realize how close. And look, they both can only play shortstop. So what sucks is they don't really work on the bench. I have Michael Young because he can play everywhere in the infield. So I have my Speed Demon, 2 Speed Demons. I need a better bench. So I have my backup catcher that can play everywhere in case I need to pinch hit or pinch run, particularly pinch run for Gibson. I got 2 speed and steal monsters that can hit okay. I have my bunting guy and Michael Young as well. I need a speed and bunt type of guy though. And honestly, I think Biz Mackey probably gets replaced here, right? No, Biz Mackey's got 90 fielding. And Biz Mackey can play more positions too, which does come in handy big time. So once I get a bunting and speed guy, so I have my positions all covered, outfield, infield, speed for pinch runners, which is huge, comes in handy. Wish I had another bunt guy too. You'd be surprised in tight scenarios if you use one and then you have another big situation to bunt. You don't think about these things, but they help in game. So I'm gonna go Rollins. But man, I got this Larkin. But you got to see, this is him without the upgrade. So once I get Rollins used and paralleled up, he will become a better player. And his switch hitting is huge. When they're that close together, and then you have the ability to add the switch hitting, it is huge. Because then you can't get jammed up. You know, some hitters are better than others. When, like Larkin righty on righty, I'm not saying he's terrible, but the switch hitting is huge. So I have McGee as a switch hitter. I have Rollins. Who else? I think that's it. I think I only have two. Some teams only will take switch hitters. Or some, yeah. And then Beltran, I forgot. So 3 now. So Rollins is my new shortstop. I love that fielding ability, though. Having that 90 fielding ability versus 85, really, it will make a difference. For sure. There's a lot of plays at short that are needed to be made. And then even with the penalties, Jackie does good there. First and short as well. Hank Aaron's probably the next player to probably be replaced, I'm thinking. This feeling sucks. All right, so that's the squad. And then the question is go for Mantle. But where would he go, dude? I have no spot for Mantle. He ain't beating out Beltran. And Beltran even has some speed in the 90 fielding. He's not beating out Griffey. I showed you guys that. So I'm not saying I won't eventually get him once these cards become cheaper. But for now, I mean, I can get it down to 4 because I do want this Aroldis Chapman. That's a lot for a closer. 26. 728. Then I'd have to get the rest. In that case, it would have been dumb to sell. Maybe Bautista as well. But that would be an extra 40, 60. That would be an extra like 85, 90,000 that I'd have to spend. 85, 90,000 to get a player who, yes, he's a legend, but not someone that I really am going to use. And the only thing he adds is a switch hitting, but Beltran's a switch hitter too. With a little... That's the only person he would challenge is Beltran. Visions. And I love this Carlos Beltran card, by the way. 333. 4 homers. What does it say Trout has? 7 homers. So I don't know if it only counts batting stats online. runs, 7 homers, 250, 11 hits, 13 ribbies, 11 strikeouts. It's Beltran's. I love how they keep all this too. See, I haven't. There's so much. There's always stuff to go through. Wait, what did that say? 4? 0 walks, 1 stolen base. Let's see what old King Griffey has. Only 10 online games. No homers yet. 350 average though. He's more of a contact guy, even stats wise. Let's see what Willie's done so far. I've used him in the last event. Wait, 18 games played. How about? Oh yeah, because that's the thing, guys. With the events, there's different restrictions, so I haven't been able to use all these guys. Like Griffey, I couldn't use in any of the events, or maybe just one of the 3, if I'm remembering correctly. But I don't think I hit very good with Gibson. Let's look. No homers yet with him. 304 average though online. How about Jackie? No homers, 379 average though. All right, so that's a squad. I'm really happy with them. As far as my starters, I'm happy. Maybe I'm looking for someone here. Although I'm warming up to this Clay Buchholz. I'm probably looking for someone there. And in the bullpen, maybe someone for John Franco. Everyone else I'm pretty happy with. Maybe Dibble and Franco. And then I can upgrade this Chapman if I want. I got him at an 89. The other one's in 94. I think I got to go get that other Chapman, man. I'm at 311,000. That would take me to around 211. Is that Chapman a no sell, by the way? Yeah. So he would just. It's no sell, so I can't. Oh, look at this. I have 2 of these. I can sell one of these. No sell options, so I quick sell them. The other one's no sell. Okay. So I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to go buy Chapman. And other than that, who else was I looking at? See, this is the tough part. Let's look this up. Let's ask old ChatGPT. How do players use Shohei Ohtani online? I see he's super expensive, but I don't see where is he a pitcher only? Is he a DH? Outfielder, he doesn't look that good. How do people use him to make him so expensive? All right, it says his value isn't about one obvious stat being insane. It's about roster flexibility, two-way value. A starter and lineup bat. Because online's 9 innings, so starter every 5th or 6th game. Also one of their best hitters, DH or outfield. Ohtani's pitching stats don't look that good, though. So high velocity, good break, decent but not perfect compared to. He does got a sick Ken Griffey Jr. like swing, middle of the order bat. So you're paying a lot for like the fact that you can use them in a grind when you need like a pitcher and a middle of the order bat slash DH, because like right now he couldn't make my outfield. So saving 600, 700,000 for Otani, I probably won't do it. He's easily the most expensive player in the game. Like if I do a filter and I do minimum price at, let's say, 40K Stubbs. Chapman's up there, this Biggio card, but again, second base, I like Altuve. I think he plays above his stats. First base, I have Hank Aaron playing there. I would like to add more power, but speed matters a lot too. The slowest players I have on my team right now, it's really just Josh Gibson. I need a catcher big time, a number 5 pitcher, 5th in the rotation, a catcher, and 2 bullpen arms. So even like this Judge card, to put him in right over Trout, wouldn't do it. I know he's always insane, like the most above his stats player in the game, but there's just no way, man. I love Trout, and Trout cooks for me. I was looking at Babe Ruth to replace Beltran. I know I'd be sacrificing the speed, and then he's part of a collection too. So I may say for him, that's why he's not that expensive. It's more of his name. The Miz could have been that number 5 pitcher, but I literally, when I looked at getting 40K Stubbs or Clay Buchholz for free, I like Clay Buchholz just as much, if not better. Sinker, 88, slider, 88, splitter, 76. Whoops. See, his splitter is almost non-existent. Sinker 59. Sinker slider. Sinker slider 83, 84, 59, 99. Yeah, dude, I feel like that's a steal of a deal. The only thing that sucks about that is it doesn't add an arm, it replaces an arm that was already good, you know? Way bigger clutch. How in the fudge does that go from an 89 to a 94 when it's that close together? But then when you look at the details of it, like 91 rated fastball, 99 velo, 99 break. The other Chapman's is the same. 99 velo. Oh no, 89 break on his fastball. Sinker 83 rated, 95 at 59 break. And it goes to 72 on the break, so much more break on the sinker. Slider 99 break, 87 mile an hour slider. .88. Then his splitter 91 mile an hour, 75 break, and 76 rated. versus this splitter 91 54 break. It's almost non. It's not even. It's barely usable. It's splitter. Control 60. 74. Whatever. So that's what we got out of that. Did this other Chapman have the outlier too? Yeah. I don't know. Some players might not have upgraded them because I had them up to third parallel. With what modifier? What level modifier did I have on them? I forgot. With a gold modifier that I didn't even upgrade yet. All right, we'll see how he does. Worst comes worst, I'll sell him away. So that's what I wanted for now is this Chapman. And then I need to replace Franco. And other than that, I'm good because Lee Smith gets lit up too much. I kind of like this Raleigh over Franco. Let's see if there's anybody else I wanted. I was eyeing the shit out of that. I'm not going to collect that Aroldis Chapman yet, so I can still sell him if I need to. But that's my first big purchase. I'll take Willie and Trout any day, even over Stanton and Judge. Especially because they suck in the field, man. I was eyeing up this Jansen card. No, there's a Blake Trinan that I really liked as well, but I need a lefty. As far as the field goes, catcher is the only position I was looking at, really. See, look at this. That much for this player, dude. That's a lot for more of just, there's no way. I know he plays above his stats, I get it, but... Here's this Judge, terrible fielding. Like, I'd replace him with Beltran probably, but not for 500K or close to 500. Here's this Bautista. Miz, I didn't really like. I was really eyeing this Victor Martinez as a catcher. But I don't like his shit fielding, man. It matters to be able to throw guys out. Ah. 75, he ain't throwing nobody out. See, I'll take my I'll take my Jimmy Rollins over that. Probably go this DeGrom card. I'm gonna keep giving. Oh no, Scoobs is who I wanted to maybe try. I really like that Scoobball card. And then another closer. So I'm thinking Scoobball. I had games I played against him as well. I like Scoobball. And this Blake Trinan, I'm thinking. Don't have a slider. Cutter is sweeper, can be nasty though. Scoobball and Trinan, I'm really looking at, or maybe Bautista. That's to be determined though, man. So that's what I look at and then I play. And then of course, when there's rewards programs, right now there's only the one I finished all these. I mean, look at all these guys. All these different rewards programs. It's insane. It's insane. So many good players and stuff. The only one that I don't think I finished is the World Baseball Classic because I started late. Got all these done. This is as you hit milestones with stats. Let's see if there's anybody else. So this Ben Price. Not replacing him with Hank Aaron. Josh Gibson beats him out. He's not replacing Jimmy Rollins. Four-seamer slider. Sinker. We'll have to look what people think about this Justin Robleski. Really, that's all I'm looking at with this. See, that's where I'm at. More to come. Obviously, I'm in loving the game. Not sure how many people are going to watch this, stay and watch it, but I'm just following what I love. Who knows if it's a mistake or not, but at the end of the day, if I were to turn on any FC, UFL, any game like that, or even like 2K or NHL, like I love NHL. I think it looks amazing. And I've dove into Hockey Ultimate Team in the past. That's probably the most intriguing game that I would even think about trying next and playing next outside of GTA. Which those type of games aren't even like always. I played it when I was younger, but that would be more for intrigue because they put so many years into making it. It better be good. But other than that, I'm typically a sports gaming type of person, and the amount of content that you can make around the show, the amount of depth, um, I just got to keep getting my confidence up, learning how to. I'm still learning to get better at the game, but doing that while streaming and talking to people and stuff is a challenge, just like it was in footy games. But I at least wanted to go live because it's been a while. So thank you to everyone who stopped by, and more content to come. So peace out.